What if the darkest secrets in hip-hop weren't in the lyrics, but in what happened when the cameras were off? What if the biggest parties weren't celebrations, but traps? In the federal trial of Sean Diddy Combs, one phrase keeps coming up: freak-offs. They weren't concerts, they weren't VIP after-parties, they were something else entirely. According to multiple testimonies, former assistants, alleged victims, and even ex-girlfriends, these events were private, highly controlled, and deeply disturbing. From hidden surveillance and coercion to guns, drugs, and encrypted hard drives, the freak-offs are now central to one of the most chilling celebrity cases in modern history. This is everything we know about the freak-offs and why they may be key to exposing a secret system of manipulation, abuse, and silence within the music industry. Let's begin. The term freak-off didn't start with the tabloids. It came from Cassie Ventura herself. Cassie wasn't just Diddy's partner, she was with him for over a decade, and what seemed like a glamorous relationship was, according to her, a prison. In her lawsuit and subsequent testimony, she described freak-offs as private sex parties, often held in hotel suites or private residences. She claimed she was drugged, coerced, and filmed, sometimes with strangers, sometimes with people she didn't recognize. She wasn't invited to participate, she was forced. Cassie alleges that the events were carefully arranged. Rooms were decorated with dim lighting, luxurious furniture, and stocked with alcohol, MDMA, and sex toys. Sometimes there were guns nearby, and always there were cameras, hidden cameras. She says Diddy watched the footage afterward. Sometimes he kept it. Sometimes he used it as leverage. Her story was just the beginning. George Kaplan, Diddy's former assistant, gave a chilling account of what happened behind the scenes. He testified that he was ordered to book hotel suites under fake names and told to bring specific items: baby oil, condoms, lighters, Molly, cocaine, and a portable speaker. Once, he returned to a suite after one of these freak-offs. He said it looked like a crime scene: furniture overturned, sheets soaked in blood, and a broken camera lens on the ground. When he offered to call hotel security, he was told to shut up, clean it, and keep his mouth shut. Kaplan said he kept quiet for years because he was afraid, not just of losing his job, but of what might happen if he talked. Other employees have echoed his story. One former house manager said she was warned never to go near certain rooms during private events. Another assistant claimed Diddy had a burner phone specifically used to contact people involved in arranging freak-offs. And one driver says he was told to wait outside luxury hotels for hours, engine running, while someone was being worked on inside. But what made these parties so dangerous wasn't just what happened during them, it was what happened after. Cassie says Diddy kept footage from many of the events, stored on encrypted hard drives, and used it as psychological warfare. According to her, he once threatened to leak a clip unless she apologized for disrespecting him in public. Another woman, who testified anonymously, said she was flown in from New Orleans for what she thought was a music video audition. Instead, she was given drinks, told to relax, and woke up the next morning with no memory of what happened. She later found her name tagged on a flight itinerary connected to a burner email address and was paid in cash in an envelope. And then she was ghosted. No phone call, no callback, no audition. There was never any intention to give her a job. In March 2025, everything changed. Federal agents raided Diddy's Miami mansion as part of a multi-state investigation into sex trafficking, racketeering, and obstruction of justice. What they found shocked even law enforcement veterans. Dozens of encrypted drives, surveillance equipment, unregistered weapons, designer duffel bags packed with cash, and luxury sex devices stored in drawers labeled with initials. One pair of custom Louis Vuitton boots contained a hidden hard drive, sealed in plastic, encrypted, and password protected. FBI sources later confirmed that some of these devices contained video footage tied to the allegations. The footage, they say, is now being reviewed under strict federal oversight. The question now is, who's on the tapes? Because if what Cassie and others are saying is true, There may be dozens, if not hundreds, of clips involving people who were unaware they were being recorded, or worse, didn't consent at all. One former security employee said he was responsible for transporting a hard drive from the Beverly Hills estate to a vault in Diddy's New York office. He never saw what was on it, but he was told, word for word, "This is insurance. Never lose it." Capricorn Clark, a former Diddy executive assistant, added a new dimension to the story. She testified that Diddy once kidnapped her, held her at gunpoint, and forced her to help intimidate Kid Cudi, who had started seeing Cassie. She called it a culture of fear, and she wasn't exaggerating. Just weeks after that threat, Cudi's Porsche exploded outside his house. Fire investigators confirmed it was a Molotov cocktail. No one was ever arrested. Until now, the story sat in hip-hop circles like an urban myth. But under oath, the pieces are starting to come together. It wasn't just drugs and sex, it was psychological warfare. More women have now come forward. One says she was filmed during a freak-off while unconscious. She found out later when a friend in the industry told her she'd been seen on the drive. Another woman claims she tried to leave the scene mid-event and was blocked at the door by a security guard who said, "You're not done yet." Some of these women are protected under alias names in court documents. Others are still afraid to speak. But slowly, a pattern is emerging. Rooms booked under false names, flights arranged via burner emails, NDAs signed while intoxicated, security footage deleted, hotel staff paid off, witnesses threatened. This wasn't just a party scene, it was an alleged pipeline. And now, federal prosecutors are building a case that connects the dots. Manipulation, coercion, trafficking, surveillance, and intimidation, all designed to serve one man and protect him, because Diddy wasn't operating alone. There were assistants who booked the rooms, drivers who delivered the women, technicians who handled the surveillance, cleaners who disposed of the evidence, security staff who blocked exits, and possibly celebrities who were in the room. Names like Justin Bieber, Usher, and Chris Brown have surfaced, not as perpetrators, but as attendees in the orbit of these events. There's no suggestion of wrongdoing by them, but their proximity matters. It begs the question, what did they see? What did they know? And why haven't more of them said anything? Some insiders believe more celebrities will be called as witnesses in the coming months. Investigators are also looking into whether other assistants and producers knowingly helped Diddy maintain this system of control. There are rumors that even some major music executives are now lawyering up. The music industry has long tolerated abusive power in exchange for fame. We've seen it before, with R. Kelly, with Weinstein, with Epstein. What makes the Diddy case so chilling is how long it allegedly operated, and how many people may have stayed quiet. This isn't just about a man, it's about a machine. One designed to trap people, record them, own them, and silence them. That silence is breaking now, but it took decades, and maybe more victims than we'll ever know. We're not just watching a celebrity scandal. We're watching a potential collapse of one of the most iconic brands in hip-hop history. Diddy was more than a musician. He was a mogul, a symbol of success, a self-made billionaire. But if these allegations are proven true, that empire was built on fear, manipulation, and abuse. The people testifying now say they don't want revenge, they want accountability. And they want to know how many others are still out there, suffering in silence, waiting for someone else to go first. So now, we ask, what were the freak-offs really? Were they indulgent parties that spiraled out of control? Or were they a premeditated system designed to exploit, to document, and to destroy? The courts will decide. The footage may tell the rest. But one thing's for sure, this isn't going away. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the tapes exist? Should more people be speaking up? And do you think this is just the beginning? Hit subscribe for real-time updates on the Diddy trial, the fallout, and the truth behind the fame. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay informed, and take care of yourself.